I try to speak, but girl, you got me tongue-tied. I breathe, frozen inside. I can't believe they actually released it. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Shacey Bender, I'm Cheyenne. And I'm Sierra, and welcome back to this week's video. Clearly, it's a holiday video. My antlers won't even fit on the screen. I'm gonna have to take this off because it keeps, like, jingling. I think it's gonna be already short-lived. No! Sorry, guys, I have to take it off. I already got some earrings on. I don't have any holiday apparel now. So on our channel, we're always talking about Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, you know? We figured, you know, there are so many holiday-related episodes on both Disney Channel and Nickelodeon shows, so why not make a top 10 list of, like, our favorites? So today we're going to be going through our top 10 holiday episodes to get you into the holiday spirit. Christmas is coming fast. It's already the 13th when we're filming this, and it feels like I haven't been able to do anything yet Christmas related. Before we even start this, I just want to say that all the episodes, like, you know, if you want to know the actual, like, episode number and season it's in, they will all be listed in the description. I know I'm gonna have to give this away before even the video starts, but the Victorious episode did make it on here, and it honestly says a different thing everywhere. Yeah, it says it's a different episode on everything. Where we watched it, it was the first episode of season 3, but when you look it up, it says that it's, like, season 2. I don't know. It's all different, so we'll just put what we think the most accurate one is, but it might be wrong, so. At number 10, we have Austin and Ally, Mix-Ups, and Mistletoes.
And check this out.
I'm gonna make you do a double take. Bam!
Let me refer to my notes. In this episode, Trish organized an event where Austin and Ally would perform a new holiday song and give out Austin Moon dolls to the children for Christmas. Due to a mix-up at the toy factory, they were sent defective dolls that were a mix of all different kinds of dolls. There was like a baby doll, like a princess doll. That had like long hair. The doll even ended up pissing on Ally. It was actually ridiculous. So they had to fix all the dolls quickly, like before they gave it to the group of children at the Christmas party. But the only thing is, though, is that they didn't realize that they would, like, piss on the kids and scream and cry and whatever until right before the party, because originally they already tried to fix the dolls by cutting their hair because they had long princess hair. And then on top of that, when Austin and everyone was already at the party, like, getting ready, and the dolls were already given to the kids, they were saying, like, weird goo goo gaga baby phrases and pissing on the kids. Honestly fun, because that one little girl deserved it. Honestly, she kept pissing me off throughout the whole entire episode. Honestly, it's like, shut up. She's like, Austin, you ruined Christmas. What do you mean? You have no, like, relation to him whatsoever, and it's just like, literally, he gave you a doll, settle for it. I don't even care. And you know what? It's like he made this happen. Like, he didn't. Like, shut up. She's so annoying. And then just because the doll gets sweet, she's like, you didn't ruin Christmas. No, you are just ungrateful. Ungrateful little brat. I think there are like 3 Austin and Ally Christmas episodes. Well, one's not a Christmas episode. Like, it starts with Christmas, but then goes into the New Year. Yeah. Like, so it's technically a more New Year's episode. He does do a Christmas performance in that. This is probably the best episode out of the 3, but it definitely doesn't have the best song. I mean, you know, I love Christmas or whatever, you know, it's not that bad, but I think some of their other songs were better for Christmas. Yeah, I think the one in the New Year's Eve episode that was a crossover with Jessie had a better song in it called Christmas Soul. I prefer that song over the one that was in this one, but still, if we're just talking about solely the holidays, not talking about New Year's, this episode is probably the best one out of the whole series, because we don't want to say anything from season 4, because we all know that season wasn't very good and it was not even supposed to happen, so yeah. But the network was like, make another season. Coming in at number 9, we have Henry Danger with our episode called Christmas Danger.
You know, I think you look way too young to be anyone's mother.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, stop.
This one's kind of a stupid one, but regardless, it still beat out Austin and Ally. You know, the more we did stuff for this video, I realized there's actually not as many Christmas episodes as I thought there were. Or good ones, at least. But you know, this one, like, you know, it's not the most Christmassy, I guess, but it's funny, at least. I mean, if you just want to watch something stupid, then this is the one for you. Because the thing is, although it's low on the list, I personally enjoyed it. Captain Man was hosting his 3rd annual Christmas breakfast event at Swellview City Hall. Kid Danger and Captain Man were serving food to people, and Captain Man was arrested for not wearing a hairnet because it went against the city law. And in Swellview, it is considered a Class 3 misdemeanor. While Henry and Charlotte were worrying about Captain Man, Jasper comes over and shows them all of the dumb laws that Swellview has, and he plans on committing these crimes to show the police that the laws are dumb and that they should let Captain Man go, because they're like, he's like, they're not gonna arrest a kid on Christmas. Well, they did. The stupid crimes that they have, like, that are laws in Swellview that he specifically broke were like biting ice cream and wearing 2 hats at the same time and like photographing a rabbit without a permit. Yeah. In doing so, he gets arrested, as well as Henry and Charlotte, because Henry committed the same crimes afterwards, so Ray wouldn't be left alone with Jasper in jail. And Charlotte got arrested for being a bystander and not stopping Henry from committing the crimes, which I don't even know. By the end of the episode, all of the characters, including Henry's parents, end up in jail and celebrate Christmas together there. Also just the dad with the handbells. I don't know why it gets me every time. I mean, after a while it does get a little annoying though, because it's over and over again and you're like, when is this running gag going to stop? No, but it is hilarious. No, it's when they're saying the laws and he just keeps like going back like that. He just keeps like like what?
Dads who play handbells must be destroyed.
It doesn't say that.
Well, it should.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who don't like Henry Danger, but I don't really care. I love Henry Danger, honestly. I used to watch it when I was younger, and then I got back into it literally this year after so many years of not watching it. Like, I swear I didn't see the show since, like, 2016, and then I started watching it again this year, and I fell in love with it all over again. I don't know, I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed this episode. It was really stupid, but I enjoyed it. At least you'll get a good laugh out of it, probably. So, go watch that. So at number 8 on our list, we have the Victorious Christmas Special, A Christmas Tory.
Oh, what's wrong, buddy?
Santa tried to kill me!
Sikowitz feels that the students of Hollywood Arts aren't in the Christmas spirit, so he sets up a secret Santa for the school, and all of the kids have to participate and give good gifts. If they give bad gifts, then they will be forced to do Christmas yodeling with Sikowitz on Christmas Eve. For the rest of the episode, the characters give gifts to each other, but Tori can't figure out what to give Andre. Jade was Tori's secret Santa, and Jade's gift to Tori was to give her an idea as to what to give Andre. And earlier in the episode, Andre's teacher gave Andre an F or a bad grade. I don't know what it was, but he gave him a bad grade on the Christmas song that he wrote for his songwriting class. So Jade suggests that Tori should find a way to get Andre a better grade. So in the end, Tori, Kat, and Jade perform his song, It's Not Christmas Without You, to get Andre's teacher to change his mind. Andre gets a good grade, and no one has to go yodeling with Sikowitz on New Year's? Wow, that sucked. On Christmas Eve. Yeah, Christmas yodeling on New Year's. But yeah, that makes so much sense. But also the thing is, like, he was the one who actually ended up having to go yodeling. Like, Sikowitz had to go with strangers because he gave the worst gift. He literally gave a cricket to some random girl in the school. It was actually St. John's sister. Honestly, this episode is kind of weird, and that's why it's a little bit lower on the list, because a lot of the characters, I noticed this in a lot of the holiday-related episodes, the characters just don't really act like themselves on Victorious, and it's kind of weird. Like, for example, the April Fool's one, if you count that. In this episode, all the characters are kind of not acting like themselves. No, it's especially Beck and Robbie. Robbie was being extra creepy. Obviously, some people have whatever thoughts about Robbie, but although I think he's weird and maybe desperate, I don't think he's, like, creepy, but, like, he was just outright saying things that he just shouldn't have. Made me uncomfortable, personally.
You know, she's just using you.
I know. When we're done, she might hug me, so I'm okay with it.
So, you want to tell me off?
I did, but now you're hot.
And then Beck Zack just was kind of jittery the whole episode, or falling asleep because he drank tons of coffee because he can't sleep because there's a cricket in his, well, he
In
lives
his RV.
Yeah, in his RV, because again, he doesn't live with his parents, so.
I mean, this episode is pretty good, and I think the song definitely saved it for me. I used to not like it as much, but this time around, I liked it a lot more, and I appreciated it a lot more. I still have the same criticisms with it that I did before,
Yeah.
though, but not to the same degree.
I think that because, like, I was so mad about it however many years ago I watched it, like, I just didn't want to watch it since. It still is not good that they're not acting like themselves, but it's not as bad as I initially remembered it being.
You'd think that, like, our criticisms for this episode seem like a lot more than the others that have been further back on the list, so it's like, why is this at the place that it is? Well, because it was still more enjoyable than the other two that we put on there. Or I would say it's more on par with the Henry Danger episode, because their goal is more so comedy rather than having an actually, like, heartfelt Christmas episode.
Whereas, like, the Austin and Ally episode, I just think it was stupid. Like, and not stupid in a funny way like the Henry Danger one, just stupid.
But it still made it on the top 10 because I still watch it, like, all the time.
I mean, the
every
doll
year.
thing was funny, but, like, beyond that, like, the two Santas thing, I'm sorry, I freaking hate Chuck, and I hate Des and Chuck's banter. It's never been funny to me. I love Des, I can't stand when Chuck gets involved. Coming in at number 7, we have one of our personal favorites, which is from Lizzie McGuire, and the episode is Aaron Carter's Coming to Town.
We want to meet Aaron Carter.
No. I knew this was going to make it on the list immediately because I love this episode so much, and, you know, I honestly, like, I'm kind of sad right now because it's like Aaron Carter just passed away, obviously, and I was like, how am I going to talk about this? You know what I mean? But Aaron Carter is really the reason why I like this episode so much, because it's hilarious to me that he's even in it. In this episode, Lizzie and Miranda find out that freaking Aaron Carter is coming to their town to film a new Christmas-themed music video.
I'm a pop star.
They are both fans of his, so they ask Gordo to help them find out where they will be filming so they can meet Aaron. Lizzie's brother Matt also ends up getting involved in the search for the video shoot. They arrive at the site of the video shoot, but after repeated attempts, they can't get in to meet Aaron. But Matt gets mistaken as Aaron's stand-in actor, so he gets let in.
That was the dumbest thing.
Yeah, because he dressed up as Aaron Carter to try to get in, and he got let in.
Yeah, that definitely looks like Aaron Carter, guys. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Funny enough, Lizzie's father had already had, like, VIP passes for the video shoot, but he wasn't able to give them to the kids because they left the house to find the site.
He already had VIP passes to go see the video shoot and meet Aaron, but...
That's why you don't do last minute surprises. This
Yeah.
is exactly why. But Lizzie's parents end up being detained. A lot of, like, jail type stuff going on in all these episodes.
Yeah.
So they end up being detained at the site for doing things that they weren't supposed to while they were there anyway. Aaron's manager catches Lizzie, Gordo, and Miranda in Aaron's dressing room, and Lizzie convinces her to let one of them meet Aaron. They all agreed to let Miranda meet him, and after she met him, Lizzie realized she left her tape recorder in his dressing room, and when she goes back to get it, she runs into Aaron Carter, and this comes really out of left field.
Yeah, he's just so crazy and random.
He opens the door, and he kisses her under the mistletoe.
Yeah, he's just like, Merry Christmas, Lizzie, and then kisses her under the freaking mistletoe. It's like, why is there a mistletoe also, like, at the door of his dressing room?
It's so awkward. They don't even talk about it afterwards. No explanation. Like, of course it's a mistletoe, so I guess that's just supposed to be the explanation, but it was so weird.
No, because then they have a slow-mo thing, like,
It's
oh,
like-
that was so romantic, and she's, like, doing a Debbie Ryan. Like, hilarious. Then after that, Matt convinces the video crew that Lizzie, Gordo, and Miranda were supposed to be there, or they're allowed to be there on the video shoot, because they're with him, or whatever. And then they all get to be in the music video.
I'm gonna see this girl. Like, I want candy.
Yeah, so Aaron does his whole I want candy performance for the video, and we all get to see that, and they keep repeating clips over and over again.
No, the video looks so bad.
Yeah,
It
but
does.
this episode is just one of my favorites. I love watching it every year. This year it was a little bit sadder, obviously, with Aaron Carter's passing. This was a really good episode, and I'm glad it exists. The only reason it's not
not even higher up than it is because it's not the most Christmassy episode. But I put it on this list because it deserves to be on this list. It's one of the best Christmas episodes, and you know, it's like a funny Christmas themed music video with Aaron Carter. So it's like, what's not to like about that? At number 6 on our list, we have That's So Raven, Escape Clause.
Happy holidays, from my family to yours.
This episode, Raven has a vision of herself opening one of her Christmas gifts, which is a necklace from her parents, and she decides to open it early in secret, because she's like, well, I already know what it is anyway. She wears the necklace to school the next day, and ends up breaking it while trying to take it off and let Chelsea try it on. Raven and her friends skip class to go to the mall and replace her broken gift, so her parents won't find out what happened. But when they go to the mall, they get caught by their teacher, Mr. Petrocelli, who was working as the mall Santa. After they got their picture taken with him while they were there, Raven ends up missing out on all of her family's traditions for Christmas while trying to replace the necklace and steal a photo of her and her friends with Mr. Petrocelli
as Santa Claus at the mall, because he was gonna give that to her parents to be like,
your kid skipped class and wasn't at school. Raven runs into the real Santa Claus at the mall. He calls her out for her selfish actions, but gives her a replacement necklace, and she was transported back to where she was at the beginning of the episode. Obviously, like, assuming that everything that previously happened in the episode was just a part of, like, one of her visions. I mean, either that or somehow Santa Claus transported her back in time. So she ends up not opening her gift early and spends time with her family for the holidays.
pretty solid episode. It's pretty funny. You know, there's just a lot going on. I love That's So Raven.
Yeah.
It's a really funny show, and so of course they had a really solid Christmas episode.
I mean, you literally get to hear Raven Simone sing Silent Night at the end, and then she literally gives you a little Christmas message. So it's Raven Simone.
I don't have much to say about this one, except it's just very Christmassy. It's very heartfelt. It's very focused on family, just what Christmas should really be about, and instead of like materialistic things. And it's more about like Christmas experiences, like traditions with your family, rather than gifts and materialistic things.
Out of all the episodes that we just talked about, this is probably the most Christmassy.
At number 5 on our list, we have the Thundermans Christmas special called Winter Thunderland.
Max, you are such a Scrooge.
Aw, Phoebe, you say the sweetest things.
Honestly, I didn't think it was gonna be as good as it was. Like, I just didn't really know what to expect from a Thundermans Christmas episode, because although I used to watch the Thundermans, like, a lot, like, I'd skip church and watch the Thundermans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did every Saturday night. I watched a lot of episodes, but at the same time, I didn't follow the entire plot of the show or watch the whole thing. Honestly, based on what the show is, it's literally a show about a superhero family. It's like, what are you gonna get with a holiday episode? It was pretty good. I feel like making it about Max was the right decision.
Yeah, for sure, because he's like the evil one in the family, so it made the episode a bit more interesting. In this episode, Max doesn't like the holidays and wants Christmas to be miserable for everyone else as well. Phoebe sets up a secret Santa, and Max ends up getting selected to give Nora a gift and be her secret Santa. He wants to get her a bad gift to ruin her Christmas. He takes the role of Scrooge in this episode. When he goes to sleep, he gets visited by different versions of Phoebe as the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future.
In the past, we see the Thundermans last Christmas in Metroburg, because, you know, they didn't always live in Hiddenville. This actually has, like, kind of information about the whole entire show as a whole.
Yeah.
It's honestly interesting. It's a Christmas episode. Like,
So much lore for a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Like, we actually, like, kind of get to understand the family more.
In that Christmas in the last town that they lived in, Max wanted to believe that he always wanted to think that he had ruined Christmas, because that's what he wanted to do, you know?
Yeah.
But actually, in that memory, Max gave the family coal to try to ruin the holiday, but his dad, Hank, I don't like him, turned the coal into diamonds with his powers, which actually gave them enough money to live where they do now. So he actually ended up helping his family. And when he realized that all of his bad gifts in the past like that turned out to be like good gifts or have good outcomes, he decided, well, I'm just not gonna give my sister Nora a gift at all. Which is terrible, but...
And especially because she's a little girl. I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah. Then the Ghost of Christmas Present shows Max how much not giving Nora a present hurts her feelings, and he starts to feel a little bit bad, but like not enough to like be like, oh, maybe I should actually get her something good or something. He's still gonna do what he's gonna do, but he starts to like maybe think more about it, I guess. Finally, the Ghost of Christmas Future visits Max. He sees that in the future his family becomes evil supervillains, and he's actually proud of them and is impressed with his family for turning to the dark side. But Nora never wanted to be evil or become a villain with her villain family, I guess. So the family literally left her alone. Keep in mind, she's a child. She ends up squatting in their old house, freezing during Christmas, since she's homeless and relatively has nothing. When Max sees how ruthlessly his family treated Nora and himself, because Billy turned him into a bunny and locked him in a cage, he comes to the realization that he doesn't want this to happen. Once Phoebe's Ghost of Christmas Future shows him, you know, what things would be like, he tries to create the best Christmas he can for his family because he just doesn't want that to happen.
Pretty solid episode. I liked the weird ghost Phoebes. I thought it was kind of funny. My favorite part is every time that Max tries to go to sleep and he plays car crash sounds and people screaming and just to sleep, you know, like in his noise machine.
We drown out this holiday cheer with some soothing sounds. Much better.
Yeah, that has to be the best part of the episode, honestly. Icon. It's Jack Griffo.
Pretty good episode. I don't even have much to say. It's just that good. So at number 4, we have The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Christmas at the Tipton.
And a child is born. What a coincidence.
I don't get it.
This is the sweet life.
It seems so glamorous to be at the Tipton for Christmas. I want to be there. Oh, they'd have so many decorations, but that's besides the point.
So in this episode, Zack and Cody's father, Kurt, comes to visit them at the Tipton, but a snowstorm occurs, forcing him to stay with their mom at the hotel, which is so awkward. I mean, ugh. But Carrie and Kurt decide to try to be nice to each other and get along for the kids' sake. Them getting along leads Cody into thinking that they're gonna get back together. And Zack tries to talk him out of thinking this way, but he's blinded by his hope of like having a normal family again.
And having his parents get back together.
And I say normal in air quotes because our parents are divorced. It's like, just because your parents aren't together doesn't mean your family isn't normal.
After their father finds out about this, he tells Cody that he's not planning on remarrying Carrie, which leaves Cody very upset. Earlier at the beginning of the snowstorm, a couple that was expecting a baby came into the hotel and had to wait out the storm in the lobby because there weren't any more rooms available. While Zack tried to cheer Cody up about the situation, the woman went into labor while being trapped in the elevator with the twins. Arwen fixed the elevator and she gave birth to her baby in the elevator. And everyone made the connection between the couple, the story of, you know,
Jesus' birth.
Yeah, because the two people were named Mary and Joseph, so.
Yeah. And after the baby was born, Cody kind of gets jealous of that family, or just the baby, because the baby has two parents that are still together. And Carrie and Kurt try to teach the twins that even though they aren't a traditional family because they're divorced, their family works because Zack and Cody have two parents that love them unconditionally, just like the family in the elevator. And then they also have a really funny side plot in this episode of Maddie rigging the employee Secret Santa to get an expensive gift from London.
Honestly, I thought that this episode was going to be a lot lower on the list, and it's because of the divorce plot. Like, me as a child of divorced parents, I'm like, why would you even want your parents to get back together?
Yeah.
So I do find it a little bit annoying, but I guess he's a kid, so whatever.
I didn't mind it as much this time around, and of course I love The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, so even with that plot line, it still ended up being really high on the list. And the comedy really did save it too, because even with such a plot line, like, I think any kid, even if your parents aren't divorced, hearing about like that kind of plot line, like, oh, the parents getting back together, is honestly annoying. But at the same time though, it teaches a good lesson to kids that do have divorced parents, like in this
like
episode.
that their family is normal, and like, you know, their parents still love them regardless. Because again, I guess a lot of kids do think that the divorce is their fault or whatever, which it's obviously not. So like, even though I don't like how Cody like immediately thought that, they went a good way about it actually, where they're like, a family that has divorced parents is completely normal and it's fine. That resonated with me a lot, so I did like that about the episode. Then obviously Maddie and London were pretty funny, and Mr. Mosby, like, peak comedy with that watch. You know, Arwen's just running around the hotel doing stupid stuff, you know, just classic sweet life stuff, and it was pretty enjoyable. Now, coming in at number 3, we have an Even Stevens episode called Heck of a Hanukkah.
I just want to be with you guys, my family.
What? You come here and dance with our chicken and suddenly you're family?
This is one of my favorite holiday episodes by far. I like that it's about Hanukkah, not Christmas for a change. Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is about it. I just really enjoy this episode, and I actually was like, oh, it's gonna be at number 1, but like, obviously, you'll understand like why it didn't make it because of the stuff that's above it, but honestly, this episode really brought it. I'm so glad it ended up in the top 3 after watching it. Even though Lewis's parents hid the family's Hanukkah presents where they thought he couldn't find it, Lewis finds the presents and opens them to see what he got early. His parents wanted to see him, so frantically he wrapped the gifts in a bedsheet and hung them out the window, since he couldn't fit the gifts in his closet. The sheet slips and the presents fall off the roof onto the ground below, which results in the presents breaking, and when his parents find out, they ground him for Hanukkah. He feels bad, and he feels like he doesn't like belong in his family because he always like messes everything up. Then the ghost of his great grandma Bubby Rose. I love talking about Bubby Rose. I don't know why. It was so funny to write about her. I don't know, just the prosthetics, man, that she's wearing. But Bubby Rose shows him what his family's life would be like if he was never born. Since they never had Lois, I met Lewis. The family had a different son that was basically like his replacement because he was never born. And he made the family miserable. The replacement son. I don't even know his name. Lewis shows his family how to have fun, and this is the first time they have been happy in a while. Through this experience, you get to see actually like the joy that Lewis actually brings to his family. But of course, he has to be in an alternate universe to do it. Lewis wakes up and the whole trip with Bubby Rose was a dream. Or at least that's what they are trying to make it seem like, but no one really knows. Like, was it a dream or like just a weird experience? Because you'll see why in a second. His family forgives him and lets him join back in the Hanukkah activities, but like, a woman who looks exactly like Bubby Rose brings presents to the house, and they were all the gifts that previously broke, and it was like Lewis never broke the presents at all, and they were fixed. This is just a fun episode. I really enjoyed it, and in a lot of these episodes, it's like, you know, alternate realities and stuff like that. Again, I like that it was different from the rest of the episodes, and it was a Hanukkah episode, because even though I am not Jewish, I still, like, just enjoyed this a lot, and I think Hanukkah is such like a wholesome holiday. It was funny to see the alternate versions of Lewis's like siblings, like seeing Christy Carlson Romano like that was hilarious. But also, Hanukkah just isn't talked about enough in regards to kids' TV shows. Like, seriously, channels like Disney and Nickelodeon really need to step it up. Hanukkah is such a common holiday, but like it gets so overshadowed by Christmas because it's both a secular holiday and a religious holiday, and Christianity basically takes over everything in America. Yeah, so I'm just glad that this episode made it as high as it did. At number 2, we have honestly probably our personal favorite, which is from Big Time Rush. We got Big Time Christmas. You guys should have saw this coming. Big Time Rush is taking over our whole channel.
Oh no, not Big Time Rush again.
They keep coming back. You know, I'm definitely not wearing like pajamas right now just because I like didn't want to get ready today. Like, I did because Big Time Rush said so. I only listen to Big Time Rush. So in this episode, the dogs didn't get Christmas presents for anyone, so they're going late shopping on Christmas Eve. When they get into the store, they get attacked and have to fight with other shoppers to get any gifts at all, and Logan even gets purchased by someone. This turns into a running gag throughout the episode, with the boys giving out random gifts to people and seeing if they like them or not. The boys plan on leaving with Kendall's family to go back to Minnesota, and Gustavo is gonna go on a vacation to Fiji for the holidays. When they are about to leave, they are stopped by Griffin when he demands that they create a Christmas EP. I hate Griffin. Like, that's so effed up. Like, why would he do that? His face, like, annoys me. No, because of the way he acts. He'll just be like, ah! The guys help Gustavo get into the holiday spirit to create their first song, Beautiful Christmas, by literally stealing holiday decorations. It's ridiculous, but we don't need to get into that. After they show Griffin the song, he then tells them that he also wants 2 celebrity duets to be a part of the EP, which is ridiculous, but for the first duet, they sneak onto the set of Miranda Cosgrove's A Miranda Little Christmas TV special. They end up performing All I Want for Christmas with Miranda, and Kelly and Gustavo record their vocals so they can put it on the EP. After leaving the set, Snoop Dogg's chauffeur runs over Gustavo with his limousine, and they ask Snoop to make a song with them for the EP, kind of as compensation for running over Gustavo. But even they have to make a song, but like Gustavo was like, I can't write. Like, I'm in a sling. BTR and Snoop Dogg make their own version of the 12 Days of Christmas and a knockoff of an Alvin and the Chipmunks song, the Yard Squirrel Christmas vibes. Even after completing the EP, they couldn't travel due to a snowstorm in Minnesota. So Gustavo and the dogs spend Christmas together at the Palm Woods with Kendall's family, Kelly, and Mr. Bitters. I mean, this is just a classic Christmas episode to me. I mean, there's Miranda Cosgrove, effing Snoop Dogg, and what, this is like their 3rd song together, because Snoop Dogg was on Boyfriend in the one version, now the frigging weird Yard Squirrel Christmas, and their own version of 12 Days of Christmas with Fractured Femurs. Like, honestly, I don't even know what to say. Like, the All I Want for Christmas with Miranda Cosgrove is literally so iconic, that performance, and Beautiful Christmas just sounds great. Honestly, throughout watching this freaking episode, I mean, obviously Miranda Cosgrove and James Maslow were in that one iCarly episode together called I Saw Him First. And so, of course, like, they knew each other before filming this episode, but they were gravitating towards each other this whole entire episode, and it leads me to believe that they are dating. Just kidding. I'm kidding. But you ship James and Miranda in the Big Time Rush. Yeah, I'm not talking about in real life. Not shipping real people. It's just funny. And James even hit on her at some point in the episode. So it's like, I ship James Diamond and fake Miranda Cosgrove. Also, this is a 40-minute episode. You get so much more content than all the rest of the episodes. Yeah, this is just a 10 out of 10. Amazing. I loved it. I mean, it's freaking BTR. You should have expected this to be this high up. So, we only got one left. So, what is at the number 1 spot? So at the number 1 spot, we have the iCarly Christmas special, iChristmas. More like, I wish you were born normal! Not her. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to get into it and be an actress.
Merry Christmas!
Harley gets annoyed when Spencer makes his own electromagnetic tree out of parts from the junkyard instead of buying a real tree, or even just like, you know, like a fake tree, but not whatever that was. In classic iCarly fashion, the tree catches on fire. More like in classic Spencer fashion. Yeah. The tree catches on fire in the middle of the night and burns the presents that Carly put under the tree. In a fit of rage, Carly scolds Spencer. I'm with the BTR right now, but what I wanted to say, like, the fact that it sounds like I said that Carly schooled Spencer instead of scolding him. and tells him that she wishes he was born normal. Carly is visited by a guardian angel named Mitch, who makes Carly's wish become reality, and she is transported into an alternate reality where Spencer was born normal. That's such weird phrasing. I wish you were born normal. Like, what does that even mean? Like, obviously, it's like not to be like weird the way he is, but still, that's such a weird thing to say. I wish you were born normal. This alternate reality shows Carly that if Spencer was born normal, everything in her life would be different. So in this alternate universe, Freddie doesn't have a crush on Carly anymore because he gave up on trying to get her to like him back or whatever, and now he's dating Rona Berger. Spencer's boring and is in a relationship with Miss Benson. Neville is Carly's boyfriend.
Neville!
Carly and Sam never become friends. Sam is in a juvenile detention center, and iCarly never came to be. Spencer tells Carly that he and Miss... This is just funny, that he and Miss Benson were going to be getting married. And Carly freaks out, which is honestly disgusting because then Carly and Freddie would be siblings, but ew. Yikes. She then tries to convince him to act like the way she knew Spencer and have him make spaghetti tacos. He refuses, and Carly goes on a rant about how she hates this new version of her life. And she breaks down crying, wanting her old life back. Mitch turns the world back to normal reality, and Carly tells Spencer that she wants him to keep the stupid, horrible electromagnetic tree, which they only decorate the front of in the episode. And she also tells him that she's glad that he wasn't born normal and that she likes him just the way that he is. And Mitch also gets his angel chicken wings for teaching her this lesson. Yeah, our mom literally always gets a kick out of seeing him with the chicken wings. She always is like, are you kidding me? This episode is a solid episode. Yeah. And I feel like the reason why it got above Big Time Rush is because it actually means something. Like, Big Time Rush is like, it's just like, it's good, but like, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Like, Carly is literally learning to like appreciate her brother, basically. Yeah. In her life. So I feel like that's a more important message than Yard Squirrel Christmas. I don't even think that the Big Time Rush one even has a message. I mean, maybe with Mr. Bitters, that whole thing, like, try to include everyone in the holidays, like, yeah. This episode is better than the Big Time Rush episode, but when I'm scrolling through episodes to watch for Christmas, I might watch the Big Time Rush one first, or just pick that out of the two. Not because I necessarily think it's better, but it just makes me laugh so much. Not saying that this iCarly episode is not funny, because it is just as funny, if not funnier, than the Big Time Rush episode. But it's just, the Big Time Rush episode is so chaotic, and they dance, they kidnap Fabio.
Can I help you with something? You're freaking me out now.
It's just very entertaining, and I'm blinded by BTR. I could not stop looking at Logan and James the whole episode. Sorry. We're not even gonna talk about that anymore. This is where we're ending the video. I've had a crush on Kendall and just Big Time Rush in general for a majority of my life. It's just hilarious. I can't just put these on for the outro. So we hope you guys enjoyed that. It was fun to watch all these episodes, because obviously they're good, or else we wouldn't have put them on this list. Sorry that there weren't any animated things, because obviously, like, go watch Phineas and Ferb, the SpongeBob Christmas special, but this was a live action list. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Comment down below. Go watch these episodes and tell us which one was your favorite out of them. A lot of Nickelodeon shows are on Netflix, but obviously if you want to watch Disney shows, you have to have Disney Plus. We have a gaming channel, a link to that will be in the description. It's like, if you thought that this was chaotic, wait till you go over there. It's even more stupid. Have a happy holiday, no matter what you celebrate. Have a good time. Party it up. Let's go. Big time. Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody. I don't know if we're gonna have any more videos this month or any more holiday videos. We'll see. So, in case this is the last time we see you guys, hope you have a good holiday. Have a good time. Love you guys so much. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Have an amazing day. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.